Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. Like to welcome you all to the show, just giving you all a ski taste of what's getting ready to come, y'all. You know how we do it, but look, right here on Verbal Pick Radio, we tend to discuss topics that are unusual, but that needs to be discussed. We get into a lot of Black history, melanated history, indigenous history, aboriginal history, or the original man's history here on Verbal Pick Radio. Why? Because it's no one else's responsibility to tell our story. It's no one else's responsibility to respect us. You have to respect yourself. Then you demand respect because of who you are. You have to know what you're going to put up with and what you're not going to put up with. Meaning you have to know yourself. You have to know everything about you. Your weaknesses, your strengths, things you like, things you don't like. Because that way you're in tune with this planet, and this planet actually caters to you as a melanated being, as a being coming forth from the Creator. Now, your thoughts travel 24 billion miles per second, right? That's your thought. Now, the universe, well, let's put it like this. Your thoughts are prayers. They're like prayers. You have a thought. It shoots out into the universe. Now, if something weighs heavy on your mind, you're saying that prayer over and over again because you want some resolution. You want to resolve whatever issue that's nagging you, that's bothering you, right? That's why whenever your back is up against the corner and you don't see a way out, then you pray with all your strength and you say, God, if you help me out of this situation, I promise you, I'll do this, I'll do that, and the other, right? Because you know that the predicament you got yourself into, that only the Creator can get you out of. Right. So, when you are a negative person, right, you're always saying, I can't do this, or they're not going to do this. Life is just messed up. I'd never do this. Damn, there you go. I can't get over this hump, right? And you wondering why tragedies and heartache and pain and misery always happens to you over and over and over again. And you seem like you just can't get out from up under the stress and the madness that's continuing to afflict you constantly, right? It's simply because of your thoughts. The universe can't distinguish between what you want and what you don't want, it just focuses on the energy and the thoughts that you continue to put forth within the universe, and it's going to send it right back down to you. You constantly focusing on something negative, you will constantly get negative. You focus on positive things, you will constantly continue to get positive things. But always be in mind, you will always get tested to see if what you say you want, if that's really what you want, or are you just talking. The universe works that way. Don't belittle yourself. You have to watch what you think. You have to watch what you say. You have to watch what you do. And it's nobody else's fault. That's why when they tell you, when you point the finger at someone, you got 3 fingers pointing right back at yourself, right? Because you in control. You the captain of your own ship. The Creator didn't make 2 snowflakes alike. You came on this planet by yourself, and even if you had a twin, one came out first, then the other one came out. So you came into this world by yourself, right? And so you are responsible up until a certain age. You know, when you get into adulthood, even when you a child in a sense, let's say 10, 11, 12, going up into teenage years, right? You have that intuition to where when you get ready to do something, you know if it's beneficial to you or if it's harmful to you. But you might say from practices, you might know it's harmful, but you'll do it anyway to see the result or to see the outcome of what will happen if you go ahead and go against your better judgment and you go down that path anyway, right? And you think in your mind, okay, look, I put a point right here. I put a pin in it right here. Just in case I go too far down the rabbit hole, I can always come back out and retrace my steps, get back to my original point and go on down the right road, right? But you try to allow yourself some time to say, well, you know what? I'll run down this rabbit hole for a minute just to see what's going on. Just stick my head in there. And if it gets too much for me to handle, I'll pull out and I'll just go and get back on the right path. I'll leave a rope. You know what I mean? I tie a rope around my waist, you know what I'm saying, and pull myself up if I go too far. Sometimes that works. Sometimes you get so deep and caught up till you get lost in it and you can't find your way out, right? But why couldn't you find your way out, right? Sometimes when you make a wrong choice or a bad decision to enter in something against your instincts or your intuitions or your ancestors telling you don't do it. One problem is you don't do your mathematics on the situation. You don't say, okay, I can only allot myself so much amount of time in this rabbit hole. I can only be here for a limited amount of time. I can only go so many feet in, and then I have to know what I'm going in there for. Then you have to grab the objective, and then you have to know how much time you got to get out of there before it closes in on you. And if you're not willing to do the mathematics and the science on it, leave it alone. You're not strong enough to even deal with certain things, That's why you would hear older people tell younger kids who want to follow them in a certain lifestyle, and they tell them, now, you know what, why don't you'll do better hitting the books. You'll do better going to school. You don't want to get involved in this life, right? But since they glorify that life so much on television, that's just all the kid just want to do. But he has no inclination on what he's actually getting into. He might want to thinking he's going to be popular. He's looking to impress a female. He wants some street fame and whatnot, right? And you see it all the time. Then they jump out in the streets, they jump in the game, and they don't last a good month, and you read about them on the news. And then people say, "What? Why was so-and-so even hanging around them? That's not his life. That's not his family's life. What the hell was he doing over there in the first place?" We get that all the time, right? Now, on a positive note, right? Well, hold on. We're gonna continue, and then we'll go into the positive side. We're gonna continue with the negative side of the note, right? So now, you might hear someone, or you hear a positive message on the radio, or you listen to one of Mr. Farrakhan's speeches, or you saying, you know what, I gotta do better with my life. This just all this misery, heartache, and pain. This can't be what life is about. Right? You want to make that process, you want to make that 180-degree turn towards a positive life or a better life, right? And you're trying to figure out, well, damn, what do I do, right? What do I do? First, you got to start, you got to do inventory, right? You have to start checking everything that's around you, all the way down to what music you're listening to, what TV shows you're watching, the company you keep, the people you're hanging around, everything that's around you, you have to pay attention to, right? Once you do that, right, then you say, okay. What can I change? What can what's the benefit? What do I need to? What are the things that's around me that's causing me the most pain? Right. It could be economics, as far as you wondering why you barely making it paycheck to paycheck. You got to do your inventory. You got to look around and be like, wait. Damn, I'm eating out 3 times a day. I'm going to Wendy's. Then I'm hitting Popeyes. Then late night I might hit Luby's, get some vegetables or whatnot, right? Then you calculate that. Let's say you're doing $30 a day in fast food. Times 7. That's $210. You know what I'm saying? A week, right? That's $840 a month, right? That you just doing 7 days a week eating out, right? And so somebody would say, or see, it should done on you, a bright light should done on you and be like, bling. You know what? If you just buy groceries, all right, and cook at home, you can split that in half, and then you can invest that other $440. That other $420, right? But you have to be in an environment where you can pay attention to solve your problems, because you might be riding down the street in your vehicle and you see a lady or a couple or somebody getting off the bus with a bag of groceries. That shit done on you. Right? Or you might remember when you were younger and you seen your grandmother coming in from the grocery store, or you remember somebody in the kitchen cooking. You be like, wait, they had to get these from a grocery store. It has to process. Or somebody, if you had a positive person in your life, they say, you sure spend a lot of money eating out, and you eating all these processed food. Why don't you try to eat healthy and cook you something? And then go online and look up some recipes, and it's man, female, and male. Because back in the day, it was rare to find a female that couldn't cook, but now, you find it. You got to search to find one that can cook nowadays, right? But the benefits from it is what I'm saying. Okay, so positive dietary laws, such as what you read and How to Eat to Live by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Those vegetations and fruits and whatnot to eat, that's gonna benefit your body, because health is wealth, right? You gotta actually wanna see yourself being the best you can be, and it starts with your diet, right? Then you check your mind. Damn, man, what am I listening to every day, pumping into my mind, right? If you pumping straight gangster, kill them, I'ma shoot them, bitches and hoes every day, man, you got 24 hours a day, right? You might sleep 8 hours, right? At least 16 hours, right? Say you on the gig, you got a job, meaning you putting in 8 hours somewhere, right? Right. Okay, that leaves 8 left. Out of that last 8, if you just listen to straight gangster music pumping into your mind all day, then that's what you focusing on all day. That's what the universe is going to continue to put you in situations to where you're going to have to pull your pistol, or you're going to have to get into a fight, or you're going to have to check this, or you're going to try and hustle this way to make this kind of money, or you're going to have, you know what I mean? Meaning you got to balance it out, is all I'm saying. Within that 8 hours of listening to gangster music, straight 8 hours, what you got to do is you got to throw on some some Isley Brothers, throw some Commodores in the mix of that. You know what I mean? Throw you on a Cold Black song. You see what I'm saying? Throw you that COLBLAC. Throw you on some anything. You see what I'm saying? To kind of mix it up a little bit. Put some Al Green on. You see what I'm saying? Mix it up. Throw you some classical music in there and meditate on the notes. Throw you some jazz in the mix. You see what I'm saying? But, something positive. Go back and drop some old Public Enemy in there. You know what I'm saying? My Uzi Weighs a Ton. And just talking about how powerful that mind is. And that'll help change your reality. Just little things changes your reality. Meaning, and if you too far deep, I'm telling you, if you too far deep, then you gotta throw some country music. Throw on some bluegrass. Throw some Zydeco in there. Throw some reggae in there. You just shaking things up, just to break up the monotony of every day doing the same thing over and over and over again, but you're not getting the results you want. I know people say that's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, hoping for a different result. But in all actuality, what they leave out is you have to apply something in the midst of what's going on you have to put some effort into it that's going to turn it the other way. It's not going to just happen on its own. You gotta inject something into the process in order for you to get a different result, right? And that goes all the way down to, again, eating right, changing your thought process, changing what you put into your mind, right? Now, once you conquered all those steps, and you have to do that for whatever you do, continue to do it for 21 days until it becomes a habit, right? Then from that point on, now you got what you're putting into your mind, you got what you're putting into your body, right? Now once you finish that, now you have to start reading. And now you're reading to research the state of society. Meaning you might turn on some of these news channels and whatnot and catch what's going on in the world today. But when I say reading to change the state of society, meaning you got Bitcoins, you want to dab in research and find out what Bitcoin is happening, because society is moving in a direction, and you just want to be abreast of the direction in which things are moving, so you can be up to date. You can be at the modern times. Let's say that. And so you have to research. Then you have to research finances as far as money management, right? Because it's easy sometimes to make money, right? But it's hard to hold on to it. You have to actually put effort into managing money. So you say, okay, I'll allot this much amount of money per day towards this, and this. And then at the end of the month, I should be able to save this amount, and you stick to the program. It's okay to get coupons going in the grocery store, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to, you're going after a plus. You don't want minuses. You want pluses. You want to add to where you're at and start watching where you're at start to grow and start to build. You start off with $10, right? Right. You say by the end of that month, that 10 gonna be 25, right? By the end of that next month, that 25 gonna be 50. By the end of that next month, that 50 gonna be 75. By the end of that next month, that 75 gonna be 100, right? And you're gonna repeat that process till you get to about 600 to a G, right? You're going to take 500 of that G, and you're going to invest it, whether you're investing in Cash App, Bitcoins, money market account, or you drop it in a certificate that might find you one that's going to give you over a 0.75. You want one that's going to give you a 2.23, 2.25. If you can find one online high yield interest rate checking account or whatnot, drop it in there and don't touch it. I mean, and keep adding to it, and don't touch it for about 10 years, and just watch it grow and grow upon itself. Because one thing, reason being, I'll tell you reason being, right? I know I'm all over the place, but I got to get this in. Reason being is because a lot of times when our parents, grandparents pass, they don't have insurance policies where it's going to leave the children $250,000, $500,000, $1 million policy, right? That's going to set you up. So a lot of times you have to come out your pocket to find money to bury them, right? So to right that wrong example, right, and by your folks dying without an insurance policy, all that entails is that they didn't teach you how to save and plan for the future, which leads to they didn't give you any knowledge on how to plan for your retirement, right? So reason you want to start now, wherever you at, is you want to plan for your retirement. That way you don't have to work until you 70, 80 years old. You know, you can retire and travel and enjoy some of this life, right, that you have left on this planet, right? So you want to start putting you, I don't care if it's money marketing, get you an annuity, whatever. You got to research them to whatever you feel comfortable with, because trust me, there's no one thing there's no one side that fits all. You know, you have to go in there and find out it's like voting. You have to find out what's your best interest, what's tailor-made for you, you know, what feels good to you and what you can deal with. Some people like high risk investments because they get a greater rate of return on their money. Some people some people don't trust the banks at all. You know what I mean? At all. And they save their money, they stash it away. But they say I got an emergency fund, got a rainy day fund, you know, but they stashing really for their retirement so they can already be comfortable 5 years down the road, because everything you do today, you planning for 5 years down the road. You're not planning today for tomorrow. If you do that, you're already late. That's like when they tell you, hell, if you're on time, you're late. If you you're supposed to be somewhere at 8 o'clock, you get there at 8 o'clock, you're already late. You see what I'm saying? You getting there 15 minutes early. You know, meaning you planning five years ahead. You planning that today. So when you walk into it, you already planned. You ready. You're on solid ground, and that avoids stress and panicking. You know, but I'm telling you this because a lot of our parents didn't plan for retirement or didn't have the proper insurance benefits that would create wealth for those that was left behind, right? Meaning you got to do it. Nobody else is going to do it for you but you. Now, on positivity, which everybody knows, meaning positivity is everybody likes the way they feel when you get a good compliment or when you achieve something that was strenuous, but you achieved it, you conquered it, and now you feel good. Or when you accomplish something that you set out to accomplish, you saw it all the way through, and you move to the next level. We all like that positive feeling, right? And I'm just simply saying, stick with that. Stick with it. Because when you have that positive feeling, that is peace. And, that's why you hear people saying in the wake of George Floyd and the police hatred, there's nothing positive. It's negativity. And where there's no positive energy flowing through the people, and you got a negative cop who comes in with a negative mindset, then there's no peace. Then that leads to no justice. Now we fighting in the street. Because when you have knowledge of self and you love yourself, you're not finna sit there and take no injustice. You fighting injustice. You didn't come on the planet for that bullshit. So that's why you seeing things erupting all over, and you seeing the anger, the fire of anger. You seeing that in real time through California, Washington. They say in Arizona and Oregon, fires, anger for justice. Right? The universe, trust me, the universe is kindling. The universe knows. But so positivity, to be positive. You start looking as you move forward to collect more pluses or more things that are positive in your arsenal, because you would never run out of positive things to collect. Whether it's money, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, money, good homes, and friendships in all walks of life. It gets you your vehicles, you getting land, you independent, you got good friends, and it's still more to get. You reading a good book, you got knowledge, you taking a trip, you studying the pyramids, you even taking time to study hieroglyphics. You going over into Cozumel, studying the Mayans and the Olmecs. You in Veracruz, you in Panama. I mean, you in South Africa. You steady gaining more positive affirmations. You doing more positive work. You steady, and you would never run out. You would never run out enjoying life and being positive. Man, the God created so much on this earth for us to enjoy. Don't believe them old time preachers who was taught by the slave master, who told you that you not finna enjoy life till you die and go to hell. And that's where the gold, roads paved in gold and milk and honey, and you can just sit there and talk to Jesus and God all day, and don't you try to acquire nothing while you alive. You wait till after you dead to get yours, because what he's saying is look, I don't want no competition, what I'm saying, with stealing folks' land and so on. So I want to live as good as possible while I'm alive. And black folks, you wait till after you dead to go to your heaven. That's when you're going to enjoy life. And as what they say, nobody has met nobody that died and went to the other side and came back and said, man, it's so better after you did when you go to heaven. That's why Malcolm said, you've been hoodwinked, you've been bamboozled, you've been run amok, right, by the muck runner. So squash all that. Open your mouth. Seek the kingdom of God, and all things will be added on to you. Seek that positive. Seek happiness, and it's going to come to you because the universe was designed that way. So stay positive, ditch that negative, and enjoy your life. But because one thing you got to remember before we go, right? Negativity sells. It sells in this society, and it becomes a trap where you trapped in that negativity, and they trap you in their cage, and they feed off of you, and they feed you more negativity, feed you till they be down to the bone. They done picked all your meat off and left you with nothing. And then once they get you in that mindset, you'll be willingly giving your money over to something negative that's not going to have no benefits for you at all. Why do they love the devil? Because the devil gives them nothing. You'll be loving somebody who's giving you negativity, which is nothing, and you'll put your time and energy into it if you don't pull yourself out the matrix and don't fall for the okie doke. This universe, man, it's so vast so you can pull on it and get out of it whatever you need. Volpic Radio, we out.